hope I found the right song. Do you recognize this? No, not at all? Oh, no.
Our favorite time of year is here, the festival of lights.
There we go.
We celebrate our victory, we celebrate our rights. First you take a single candle and you start it with a spark. Then you pass it all around the
I could get
world,
into
bring
Jewish
light
music. Listen to this.
dark. Tonight we light the Hanukkah candles from left to right. Tonight we light the Hanukkah candles from left to right.
All right. Rabbi Yossi Hecht is in the studio. I was trying so hard to find.
All right.
You know, I had these traditional Hanukkah songs from a long time ago from Rabbi Berman, but where he was singing them, right? He was the cantor,
he was the
I
cantor.
believe. He's the late great Rabbi, and Rabbi Yossi Hecht is the new, not late but great.
No,
Not late yet.
Don't send me anywhere yet.
No, you don't want to do that. And you are the rabbi of the Chabad Lubavitch Jewish Center of Marion County. And this year, do I have you on the picture here? Let me try. Push every button right. There you are. This year, Hanukkah and Christmas can happen at the same time.
Yeah, it is this year. It doesn't always happen, but this year it does.
Good to see you. How are you doing?
Good to be back, and good to be celebrating. That's the main thing, as long as we're all celebrating good things.
We had a story. It was a Jewish deli in St. Petersburg is where it was. And
Yes.
a lady named Ellen and a guy named Joel, and they have a Jewish deli, Joe L, I think they call it.
Yes.
And so they were talking, they've been selling smoked fish for 30-something years and bagels and all the...
You're getting me hungry.
And this time of year. So you like the smoked fish?
Oh, yeah.
Does it look like a fish?
It's a fish. Yeah, it's a fish,
I know,
believe it or not.
but usually when I eat a fish, it doesn't look like a fish. Like tuna, it looks like, I don't know what it looks like.
No, real smoked fish, they serve it as a fish.
Still has the face? Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
White fish.
You want to try this, Robin?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. How do you eat it? How do you just pick the meat off?
Or lox. They have the white fish, which is smoked, or they have the lox, which is smoked salmon.
Which is no bones.
No bones.
No bones in the lox.
You eat it on the bagel with cream cheese.
I gotta try this.
I have tried this. I'm not a big fan of that one. Do you like it?
Very popular.
But do you like it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
Well, so happy Hanukkah.
Thank you.
And what was the thing? Oh, this is what she said. She said it doesn't matter how you spell it as long as you have 8 letters. Is that true?
All right, I guess that works.
Okay.
Well, Chanukah is the Hebrew way to say it. Many people in the U.S. can't pronounce the ch, so they just say Hanukkah.
Right.
But the proper way to say it is Chanukah.
Okay.
And what was the
Is it
original
happy?
spelling? Is there an original spelling, the CH or the A, or did one come later?
Well,
or?
the CH is the right way to spell it, but many people have trouble pronouncing that, so they just use the Hanukkah.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
But in
But
Hebrew it would be...
in Hebrew, it's a Chanukah.
Huh. And it would be 8 letters? Are there...
No.
No.
8 letters is a myth, but it's nice.
Oh, okay.
Why not? It sounds good.
So, okay. Well, the one thing she said is the most important thing about Hanukkah is getting together with family.
Absolutely.
That's the truth, right? That's what it's all about, right?
It's about getting together. It's about spreading light. It's about spreading a message of freedom. It's about spreading the message of hope. It's about spreading the message of growing every day, adding more light. There are many tremendous lessons of Hanukkah, and it's such a tremendous holiday of so much that we can learn from.
It is really an old holiday. It is really old. And I don't just mean older than Christmas because obviously the Judean, is that what I said? Mm-hmm. Whatever. You guys have been doing that way longer than we've been doing ours. But even our holiday is relatively new in how we celebrate. Like the tree wasn't part of the holiday until, the 1800s we read yesterday or something like that? Yeah.
Yep.
Well, it's interesting that you say that Hanukkah is old because in our religion, it's the newest of all the holidays.
Is it really?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, all the other holidays are biblical. Passover, Rosh Hashanah, all these holidays are biblical holidays, and the holiday of Hanukkah didn't come until much later.
Really?
Until the time of the Second Temple period. And so it's actually the newest of all the Jewish holidays. Although it still is did come before Christmas did.
So you guys celebrating anything special in the temple itself, not in your home?
We have every year we have a big Hanukkah party.
Uh-huh.
This year we will as well.
Tomorrow?
That's going to be on Sunday.
And you have a new location for
In our
your
new
temple.
location, we will have it, and we have lots of people
You
coming,
have a
so
new
we're really
location?
excited.
I didn't know about that.
We're in Oxford now. Yeah, you knew that.
I did?
Yeah, from
So
last.
what's in your old building?
Nothing currently, but our main location now is in Oxford. But we're constantly here too. We're going to have our big menorah lighting in the square in Ocala as we do every year.
When are you doing that? Tomorrow?
That's going to be on Monday.
Monday, okay.
Monday at 5:30.
Okay.
And so there's a lot to celebrate. And of course, for whoever can make it, look out for the menorah as we always have it downtown.
And it's really in a beautiful spot. It's just on the west side of the gazebo under this tree with a lot of lights, and it's very well lit, the area, and it's really, really pretty.
So that's good, so everyone can see it.
Is it lit right now?
No.
Okay. Oh, so you do the lights one day at a time?
We
Downtown?
well, the actual lighting of fire we only do on the day of the lighting, which is going to be Monday, and then we have bulbs for the rest of it.
Okay. Do you have a Canora this year?
Canora,
Do you remember that? I
yeah.
helped you with that one, right?
we should do that again, right?
That was fun.
People do all kinds of interesting menorahs. They do donut menorahs, and they do coin menorahs, and they do Lego menorahs, and you can build a menorah out of anything you want as long as it has those those 8 flames. You can build it however you want.
Is the holiday a I know it's a religious holiday, but I mean, like Christmas is such a children's holiday. It's so important for the children. Is it the same thing with Hanukkah?
Absolutely. We try to add the children to everything, and it's true about all of our holidays. We always are trying to get the children involved because the children are our future, and if we don't instill it in them, then we don't instill it anywhere. There's a biblical tale that's told that when God wanted to give the Jewish people the Torah, so he looked at them and said, "Can you give me a guarantor that you'll keep it?" And they said, "Well, our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, they'll be our guarantors." And God said, "No, that's not good enough." And he said, "Well, what about Moses? He can be our guarantor." And they said, "No, that's not good enough." Finally, they said, "Our children will be our guarantors." And God said, "Okay, now I can give it to you."
Ah.
Oh, my
Our children are our guarantors, and if we don't educate them and teach them, then it's all lost.
And that's where the growing part comes from too, because you have to grow. You have to allow your children and their children's children to grow, but you also have to grow within yourself. And if you're not happy or you're carrying grudges or something like that, you can't grow. How do you help people like that get rid of the bad things?
Absolutely. When you talk about education and about children, there's also a certain level of children and adults too, and we have to help them grow too. And obviously, we have a lot of that here, where a lot of the clientele are older and retired, and not necessarily just because there's a certain age on your passport doesn't mean that's what it's at. And we have to work in educating. Everything in life is educating and constantly growing.
So, are you happy with the? I shouldn't even ask this question. Is the Jewish community happy with Donald Trump being elected, or no?
Well, there's some yes, some no.
Oh, really? So just some
There's
yes,
many. There's many different sides to it, and all that we can say is that we hope that he does the right thing, and we hope that for our people and especially for Israel that the right choices are made. And obviously, he has new ambassador to Israel, and he has a new Secretary of State, and we just hope that they'll make the right choices. That's all you can say.
I think they're Israel friendly so far, from what you've seen. What about the move to Jerusalem of the embassy from Tel Aviv? Do you like that idea?
I think it's a great thing. I don't know how much of a difference it will make as far as what the relationship with Israel is meant to be. Ultimately, it's about Israel standing strong, and no matter where you have the embassy, the question is not about where it's located, but about what it's actually doing. And if it moves to Jerusalem, that's great, but that's not the ultimate. The ultimate is the message that the embassy is going to give.
Well, what you do for our community when you have the different celebrations and the holidays throughout the year, you always include the community in on it, like you're going to be doing on Monday.
Well, the truth of the matter is that's what Chanukah is all about. Chanukah is about lighting up the outside. as opposed to other holidays, which is done inside. Chanukah is about taking that message out to the streets. And like we said, the message of Chanukah, which is not only about bringing light in your home, but about bringing light everywhere, and about spreading the message of hope, of freedom, of light to the entire world. And light is something that it never diminishes. Once you have one flame, you can always light another flame from that, another flame from that, and you don't lose anything from that. It just constantly grows. And so we never should be afraid to take that message. Even if you're one flame, you can light up an entire room. And that's essentially what Chanukah is about, going out. That's why we do it when it's already dark. You go in the darkness and you light that candle to bring light to dark places. And we're constantly bringing that message throughout Chanukah.
We in the Anne Frank book, she writes. There's a line in the book that says, "It takes just one candle to light a room." I don't know if you remember that line from the Anne Frank book. Mm-hmm. But Robin and I did a song called what was it called again?
Darling Padel.
Darling Padel. In the Anne Frank book, she's talking about she was just a young girl and she had a crush on some guy, and I guess they never did get together. But in the book, she writes about it. So we did the song, and it's about the whole struggles that they went through being Jewish in a nation, in a whole section of a continent that was all of a sudden anti-Semitic. It was a horrible time for them, and I know it's got nothing to do with Hanukkah, but you just reminded me of it with the light and the
well, it has a lot to do with Hanukkah, because that's exactly the message, that sometimes you live in a very dark world in many different ways, and many people, a lot of people have dark lives and things, the challenges that people face every single day, and sometimes you just need to bring a little bit of light into your life, even if we're not only talking about the world at large, but or community, but just in your family, in your home. Sometimes you just need a little bit of light. People are just going through so many different types of hardships and challenges, and you just have to keep pushing that forward.
Can we bring non-perishable food items to the lighting ceremony and give them to you for distribution to your food banks?
You can. Obviously, we would only we would only use kosher food. Mm-hmm. So
don't bring pork and beans.
Don't bring pork. That wouldn't work.
Pork and beans.
But of course, we can donate anything to the local food bank and help out with that. I would hope that there are so many people who have already been donating to the food banks. It's time that's necessary, and many people need help, and so everyone should be donating and giving.
For sure.
What is NEIS? NACE. What is that?
NACE means miracle.
Miracle. Okay. And what's the connection with that and Hanukkah?
Well, the Hanukkah is about a miracle. It's about two miracles that we celebrate. The miracle of the victory of a very small nation against a very large army, the small Jewish group called the Maccabees, who were able to take on one of the most powerful armies at the time, the Greek army. And number two, the miracle of the oil, the miracle that the oil lasted for 8 days, an oil which was only enough to last for 1 day, and it lasted for 8 days. And the significance of this miracle is not only about what took place 2,500 years ago, but the significance of it is the fact that we also see ourselves sometimes as a very small army, not being able to overcome the things that are going on out there, and we should never be afraid to stand up.
Right. I have a song here to take us to the break.
Okay.
It's from the group you introduced me to, the Maccabees.
Maccabees?
Yeah, Maccabees. I'm sorry. It's called All About That Nace.
All right, the nace. There we go.
Listen.
About that nace, no oil. We're all about that nace. About that nace. Yeah, it's pretty clear. The Maccabees were few. They wouldn't take it, being told what to do. They wanted freedom that we today embrace, and all the rights to pray in all the right places. The ancient magazines, they put the Greeks on top, oppressed the Jewish state. They had to be stopped, but Maccabees had faith they wouldn't give it up. Our holidays,
wow,
so
that's
much
cool.
more than spinning plastic tops. Yeah, my mama, she told me it's not about the food you fry. Faith, family, freedom, we celebrate for a night.
right back. That's fun. We'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. On this Friday, intervals of clouds and sun with a high of 76 to 80. Partly cloudy and mild Friday night, lows in the upper 50s inland, mid-60s along the coast. For Saturday, partly sunny and very warm. There can be a shower along the coast, high 80 to 84. And on Christmas Day, times of sun and clouds and quite warm with a chance of an afternoon shower, high 79 to 83. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Get it for less at the DIY Home Center outlet. Get top quality real wood cabinets the same or less than the big box stores are selling the cheap stuff. And that's not all. Drywall screws big box stores are $6.47 a pound. At DIY, only $4.99. Plus, DIY has the largest selection of mobile home parts and accessories anywhere. From carpet to doors, get the DIY supplies you need for less. The DIY Home Center outlet. We are your building material closeout store. 2191 Northwest 10th Street, just 2 miles east of I-75.
Hey, this is Matt Wilkerson from Verizon. You work all day, right? So why would you want to spend your night out shopping for that new phone? Well, Marion County, let me and Verizon help you out. I can deliver to your home or office, saving you precious time. Phone, tablets, internet, home phones, even accessories. Whatever you need, we will deliver free of charge. Call me at the store, 352-528-0020. That's 528-0020.
Whether you're just starting out in your career or ready to make a change, being a commercial pilot is within your reach. The FAA has predicted that in the next few years, the number of planes in the sky will double, and that means a lot more jobs in aviation. Ocala Aviation has teamed up with an accredited university, enabling you to get a college degree in aviation while training to be a commercial pilot. And with options like financial aid, grants, and scholarships, it's never been a better time to get your new career in aviation started today. For more information, call me at Ocala Aviation, 352-861-7484.
You have that drip coming down from the corner of the room, but where did it start from?
Bone Dry Roofing can and will fix it right the first time using quality materials and will deal honestly and fairly with you, period. You can find Bone Dry Roofing on their website, bonedryroofingllc.com, and Facebook at Bone Dry Roofing LLC. Do it right before your roof needs a tarp to keep the elements out. Bone Dry Roofing stands behind the work to help make your home safe and secure, plus they have financing available. Remember, if you're not bone dry, then you're all wet.
All right, 23 minutes after 11 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. Rabbi Yossi Hecht is in the studio. He's the rabbi of the Chabad Lubavitch Jewish Center of Marion County, now located in Oxford, which I just had Robin remind me where that was, down near the Villages, right?
Yep.
So do you like it down there? Do you like it being there?
Yeah, it's nice. We live on a little farm.
You do?
A couple acres. I would never imagine I'd be living that way, but I guess I am.
Do you have any livestock?
No.
No chickens?
Not yet. I'm busy enough with 5 kids, so.
Yeah.
All right, so tell me about the date when Hanukkah is. I mean, this year we know it starts tomorrow, right?
Hanukkah this year starts on the Saturday night is the first night of Hanukkah, and it's always on the 25th day of the month of Kislev, which is the Hebrew calendar. Now, the Hebrew calendar is different than any other calendar. You have the solar calendar, the Gregorian calendar, which follows the sun, which is 365 days. Then you have the lunar calendar, which others use, the Muslims and others use the lunar calendar, which basically is a 30-day cycle following the moon. Now, the Jewish calendar is sort of a hybrid. You have for the most part, we follow the lunar calendar, and we count the months according to the moon, but there are only 254 days in a lunar calendar. And so therefore, it's about 11 days shorter than the solar calendar. So in order to, but at the same time, we're supposed to have the holidays in the right season. Passover in the spring and Chanukah in the winter. In order to do so, we have an extra month every 3-4 years. We have a full another month for a leap year. And so that will take the 11 days. Sometimes we'll push it ahead, sometimes we'll push it behind, and that can keep Hanukkah anywhere between all the way back to Thanksgiving and all the way forward to around Christmas time. But it will never be much more or less than that. It will be within that month period.
Huh. And so it's interesting. It's the 25th day of Kislev, and Christmas is always the 25th day of
25th,
December.
yes.
Always the 25th, huh? We do have a phone call, and you can hear me through your headset. You should be able to hear the call. Good morning. You're on the air.
Yes, good morning. Thanks for taking my call. I'd like to ask the rabbi, has he ever traveled to Israel?
I've traveled to Israel. I've spent many times I spent a full year in Israel, and I'd love to go back.
Very good. Can you give me or us any travel tips on traveling to Israel? The time to go, what time of the year to go is best, and where you could stay there, and any kind of tips you could give us on traveling in that way.
All times are great to travel, but if you'd like, you can send me an email, and I'll give you some more tips. But during the holidays is always a great time to go. The summertime is a very popular time to go. But at any time, it's a good time to go to Israel.
The holiday time of the year, like now, I believe they have cooler weather and even snow, right?
They have cooler. In the Jewish holiday time, I would say it's better to go during the Jewish New Year, during the time of Sukkot, where you can see the holiday outdoor. During Chanukah, you can see menorahs out in the streets where everybody's homes are, and it's very, very beautiful to see everyone celebrating.
Good. Yeah, see, how can I get in touch with you then?
You can send me an email, rabbi@jewishmarian.org.
Okay, very good. Well, thank you very much. I'm looking forward to someday going there, and I appreciate any help you can give me.
There's nothing like going to Israel.
Okay, you bet. Have a great holiday. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Any beer there? Do they serve beer in Israel?
They actually have a beer called Maccabee beer.
Oh, really?
Wow.
They have a beer also that's called Hebrew.
Oh, no.
I like
that. Oh, no. Because that caller was from Milwaukee. He loves beer.
Yes, he does.
He loves his beer.
Does.
Plenty of beer. Don't worry about that.
This is really a marvelous thing that you're doing. You have the menorah right on the square. The community is involved. When you have all of your other holidays, you always make sure to let us know that the community is always able, to attend, and you always have open arms for everyone.
Well, again, that's what we have to all do for each other. We all have to try and reach out to someone else, and it's not about what we're doing. It's about everyone doing something to do what they can. That it shouldn't only be for themselves, especially during holidays. We each have a responsibility to reach out to someone, to a friend, to a neighbor, and to try and bring that together. We live in a world today that everyone is constantly in their, although it's the greatest time of communication, it's also the least communication. Everyone's constantly on their phones, not looking at each other, and we have to take some time to just focus on each other, and some of the oldest biblical laws are most relevant today. A good example of that is the Sabbath. We have every single week when we stop everything, we close everything, and we just spend time with the family, with the community. I don't use my phone for 24 hours straight, and I promise you I've never got any email or messages that have been that important that I needed within that time.
Oh, that's a great message. I wish we'd go back to that. I wish we'd go back to having that one day where we don't have anything open, and we just are, and we're kind of, not forced is a bad word, but we're encouraged to be with our family.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's what we do every single week, and that's what holidays are too. During holidays, we have to do the same thing. Close everything, spend some time with your family, with your friends, and get together. And play dreidel.
Play dreidel.
Yeah,
and eat
Rabbi
latkes.
showed me how to play dreidel.
And remember, everyone, to light your menorah. If you're not able to find one, then let us know so that we can get you a menorah that you can light. And go to others. Go to nursing homes, go to hospitals, and visit them.
Very nice.
And eat the latkes, too.
I like that. I'm going to try that.
Rabbi Hecht, thank you so much. Tell your wife we said hello, and have a happy Hanukkah.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.
I'm waking up, we stop the fire, and we burn it up. And it's over now, we got the love, there's no sleeping now, and we're sleeping now. Sleep when the lights turn down, they don't know what they heard.
Fox News Radio, I'm Rachel Sutherland. The manhunt in the Berlin terror attack is over in Milan, Italy, with the death of the suspect who ISIS says pledged allegiance to the terror group's leader. Fox's Courtney Walsh explains what happened.
Police were suspicious about his accent and asked for an ID. Instead, he pulled out a loaded gun, shot one officer in the shoulder, and then yelled, "To hell with police," as a second officer shot him. The police chief confirmed Omri was alone and had no phone. Fortunately, the wounded officer is doing fine.
Could the U.S. and Russia have another nuclear arms race? President-elect Donald Trump tweeted the U.S. should strengthen nuclear capability after President Vladimir Putin said he intends to do just that next year.
As he put in that tweet, unless you come to your senses, America's not going to sit back and take this action lightly.
Trump transition spokesman Sean Spicer on Fox. Fox News, we report, you decide.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Need last-minute gifts? Don't miss the giant stocking sale this Friday and Saturday at your local Ace. Buy an oversized stocking for $5 and save 20% on almost anything that fits inside.
Ace is the place where you're excited to get a sock for Christmas. A giant sock filled with gifts.
Offer valid at